So basically, the most confusing thing for me is when a game actually has success and it sells far more copies or meets the expectations or goals of everyone in the industry except for the studio themselves. How does the studio judge its own failure?
Is this a trick question?
Well, today we're going to be talking about the studio behind Lords of the Fallen and just how they have managed some success and in turn have decided to let a lot of people go. So let's get right into this article that's courtesy of Games Rant and just talk about it. Alright, so the headline reads, Lords of the Fallen publisher announces layoffs. Lords of the Fallen's publisher, CI Games, announces the layoffs of around 10% of its entire staff, despite the commercial success of its latest game. And for those who don't know, because I didn't realize this until it came out, Lords of the Fallen is essentially like a reimagining of the 2014 Lords of the Fallen game, I believe. But a lot of people who played the new Lords of the Fallen game actually did like it. I think it's got like an 8 out of 10 on IGN. So it's not a game that was just kind of a lot of people didn't like. Even Asmongold, I think, it had issues with the game, but genuinely enjoyed it. So the article starts off by saying the Lords of the Fallen publisher CI Games has recently announced that 10% of its entire team has been laid off. Game industry layoffs were among the biggest game news stories of 2023, and this unfortunate trend seems to be continuing into 2024. CI Games' latest release was Lords of the Fallen, a new entry in the Souls-like franchise that started in 2014. Despite gaining somewhat mixed reviews, Lords of the Fallen was a big hit, selling over 1 million copies in only 10 days, which absolutely is insane. This game is going up against some of like really major hitters, especially around the holiday season. So to sell that many copies in that small of a time frame is absolutely crazy. As a comparison, the previous iteration of the franchise took 7 months to achieve 900,000 units sold. However, despite this financial success, CI Games is laying off employees. Alright, so Lords of the Fallen publisher has dismissed around 10% of its staff, according to GI.biz. Layoffs are rumored to have affected the majority of the company's marketing department. CI Games CEO Marek Teminitsky commented on the event, saying that to preserve business strength and stability, CI Games has made the tough but necessary decision to implement a targeted round of redundancies. So the only thing I can gather is, kind of going off of this article saying that majority of the layoffs were really pretty much the marketing team. Then it makes sense, especially if you're going to create a new franchise or new IP. You would want probably a new marketing team to come in and kind of come up with new great ways to potentially sell your game or to market your game in general. So if the majority of layoffs were the marketing team, that actually is not that surprising.
It's Morbin time.
It's unclear how this round of layoffs will affect the development of the next projects made by CI Games. Right now, CI Games is reportedly developing a sequel for Lords of the Fallen, which could be released around 2026 if recent leaks are correct. Well, never mind.
Katie! What?
Oh, well, never mind.
I thought that potentially you were going to do a new IP, but if it's the same team, that's kind of weird, but I guess. Layoffs made by the Lords of the Fallen publisher marked the continuation of one of the most unfortunate trends in the gaming industry in recent times. Last year, several major companies like BioWare, Take-Two Interactive, CD Projekt Red, ByteDance, and Embracer Group together laid off thousands of employees. A lot of CD Projekt Red had a rough going at it, but I imagine they definitely are going to be picking up more employees. Take-Two obviously didn't have too much in terms of things that could sell. BioWare just has failed consistently for like a decade now. CI Games is not even the first company to lay off employees this year. Last week, Unity announced players to reduce its staff by 25%, dismissing around 1,800 employees, which will significantly impact its operations. Before that, Unity laid off over 1,100 people between 2022 and 2023. Considering these events, it's not unlikely that gamers will continue to see more developers being laid off as 2024 continues. One of the things I wanted to do is I want to kind of find out what exactly was the goal set by CI Games when it came to Lords of Fallen? How many games were they expecting to sell?
Well, let's find out.
Alright, so heading over to this article on WCCFtech.com, it says Lords of the Fallen sales have surpassed 1.2 million units. CI Games working on multiple new games. Okay, so this article is from January, and basically it's just stating that yes, so Lords of the Fallen has sold 1.2 million units, which is an impressive feat. I mean, that's pretty insane. That my dog is insane. Like, just leave the bone. Leave the bone alone or chew on. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. The person says, until the game is fixed, I can't progress any further due to a consistent crash at its story boss during the phase transition. I'll update the review if it's fixed. I'd honestly give it a 2.5 out of 5 currently. It's a game-breaking bug. I mean, this is from December 22nd. You would hope that they fixed whatever issue this dude was having. Here's another critical review. It says, I want to love this game. I'm okay with sick hard, but between the performance and instability, I will not recommend this. December has had quite a few patches, and it runs much smoother. Well, that's good. So this is a dude named Kefren. Yeah, so he's gonna be doing a review here. Let's see what Kefren has to say about this game. I want to love this game. I'm okay with sick hard, but between the performance and instability, I will not recommend this. December has had quite a few patches, and it runs much smoother. Well, that's good. Definitely a good thing. But you cannot make a Souls-like where you want me to spend half an hour fighting a boss, but it may crash at any second. It's completely unacceptable. Yeah, screw that. Like, first of all, I'm the type of person, I'll turn the game on, like, the hardest difficulty or second from hardest difficulty. It depends on how many hard modes there are. And then kind of, most of the time I don't adjust it, but I've been playing this game called Evil West, which is free on PlayStation Plus this month. Personally, Evil West is like a God of War Ragnarok style game, just like a beat 'em up type of action adventure style game. But the biggest issue I have with Evil West is the boss battles are fairly long, and there's just times when it becomes just too much. They throw, like, instead of 50 guys in the third phase of the boss, instead of 50 guys being thrown at you, there's like 250. So it just becomes extremely frustrating over time. But if I had the general anxiety in the back of my head that this game at any moment could crash, even when I get to the third phase, I would literally have panic attacks consistently playing that game. So the hell with this. I can't play Lords of the Fallen if it's like this. I'll have to ask Rocky about it, and so I can get an understanding of how this game has like boss battles that could just crash on you at a moment's notice. But let's finish the review from Kefren. I played through Lies of P. Zero issues, great balance. This is as much as I love the dual world mechanic and art style. It is completely unstable and has a ton of balance issues. Alright, so yeah, balance issues, like periodic crashing, especially when you're facing boss battles. None of that sounds fun. Lords of Fallen it never piqued my interest. Once I found out it was like a Dark Souls style game, I've played enough of those recently, so I just wasn't about it.
I don't want your life.
So obviously the biggest thing when it comes to the story is the fact that there are people getting laid off in the gaming industry, and nothing has changed in 2024. Yeah, but that sucks. It definitely sucks. The marketing team in general being laid off, I thought maybe a new IP, that's might be the reason why they're firing the marketing team, but I don't think Lords of Fallen had a good marketing team when I'm thinking about it. Like, unless you're like in the know, unless you like are a gamer, and you just kind of know all the releases coming out, most people probably miss Lords of the Fallen. And that's a shot at the marketing team. So that actually, now that I think about it, it makes perfect sense that people for the majority of the marketing team got fired. Like most people didn't know about this game. I'm pretty sure that's part of your job. It's to market, like, the game.
Oh, it's true.
But anyway, let us know what you think in the comments down below. Are you a fan of Lords of the Fallen? Do you think this is just going to be a continuous trend now until the end of time, that we're just going to see people getting laid off in the gaming industry all the time now, in mass? That would suck. But let us know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. And thank you so much for chilling with me. And we'll see you all in the next gaming sessions.
Space out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up a newer curse. If I swim too far, then my head goes under. If we take it as it is,